If you find yourself in a rut or in like a funk, I'm going to help you get out of it with these tips and tools and maybe some tricks. Hey guys, welcome back to 5NothinG100Nothing.com. I am Fugget, and that stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. Guys, today I want to talk to you about getting out of a rut, out of a funk if you're in one, because let's face it, it happens to everybody. And, you know, we're winding down a crazy year, a lot of twists and turns. A lot of people are hurting right now, going through a lot of changes, a lot of fears over the economy, over our health, and what have you. You name it, it's been a crazy time. So I figured, you know, the year's winding down. It'd be a good time to think about our mindset, the way we think, the things that are going on, reflecting on the previous year, and looking forward to a new year, a new you, right? Now, some of you, your lives are going to change in amazing ways for the better. Some of you are going to have some struggles, but regardless, I think that these tips are going to be very helpful for you because I've, you know, lived long enough to see a lot of swings in all kinds of ways in my life, in every area of my life, actually. And I can tell you that no matter how bad things are now, they're going to get better. Eventually, they will get better. And if you want to expedite that process, if you want to get better faster, okay, and stay on a high and continue in the right direction, then there's some things, instead of just a pep talk, but some actual tools you can use and things to focus on that are going to help to bring you in that direction even faster. And one of the things that I know people like to talk about, and myself included, is motivation, right? It's things that are going to motivate you, inspire you, and get you energized, you know, fill up that gas tank to get you going in the direction that you want to go in your life, make those changes you need to make. But another thing that's really big, and if you can do it now, at the end of 2020, you can do it anytime. So this message should age well. It's not just dependent on the time or the year, because it's really a timeless message that no matter how good or bad 2021 is, this is something you can always look back on, even years beyond that, that can help you. And that thing is optimism, okay? And it's beyond positive thinking, although that's a piece of it. But being optimistic, meaning that no matter what circumstance you find yourself in, you're going to look for the positive in it, okay? So if let's say you had $1 and you lost 99 cents and you still have a penny, okay? Well, that's a penny that you still have. So you're looking, you know, at a glass half empty, or maybe 1/100th full. But the point is that whatever you have right now, you can use that as a starting point to build yourself up to better. Let's say you lost your job and now you're relying on savings to sustain you, and your unemployment's ran out, etc. You know, then you can take your savings and, you know, use it for your essentials, your food, your bills. Maybe there's some left over to where you can either invest it, maybe in more education for yourself. Maybe it's utilizing or buying resources that you need for more education or for your business. You know, maybe you've got a great idea for a business, and now is the time where maybe you do have unemployment money set aside, and it's like, maybe, you know, I've always wanted to start this business, now I have the money to do it. You know, instead of maybe going on vacation or getting that big TV, maybe I'll invest it back in myself, or invest it in the stock market, something, right? Because it's the investments that you make now. It's, you know, the delayed gratification, saying no to things that are going to make you feel good right now, but are going to be temporal. They're not going to last. The things that you're not going to see a return on, till maybe a little bit down the road. Like when you start working out, you're going to feel sore, you're going to feel tired, your body's not going to look that different. But you give it a few months, give it 6 months, and you're going to look transformed. If you stick to better eating habits, exercise habits, good sleeping habits, drinking plenty of water, eating good whole food, the body will change, right? You'll be rewarded for the work and discipline that you show. And sometimes when you get down on things, if you stay pessimistic, like it's going to take too long, it's hard, I don't want to eat vegetables, I don't want to go sweat in the gym, I don't want to invest in that home exercise equipment, whatever it is, that's more of a pessimistic mindset, where you just see all of the pain associated instead of the reward. So if you stay optimistic, it's that you're believing in a better tomorrow, and you're empowered by your decisions to actually change your tomorrow. And that takes optimism. You have to believe that it's going to happen. And it's not like a tooth fairy or a wishing well, throwing your money down a wishing well, where you don't know if it's going to happen. You got to not look at success as something that there's a secret formula, or it's going to be one thing you do that changes everything. It might be, but you can't bank on that. It's usually going to be a lot of boring, minor little decisions that you consistently make every day, that's going to move you closer in the direction of the things that you want, the goals you have, the dreams you desire. And that's what it really takes, you guys, is being optimistic. No matter what's going on in the economy, the world, don't get caught up in the news and all of the other stuff, the other naysaying, talking heads or people around you that might just be squandering, wanting to hunker down and not live their life. You have to get out there, take some chances, take some calculated risks, and live, breathe. Because, yesterday, there was a guy in my former industry who died at 41 of a health issue he didn't even know he had. 41 years old, big, strong guy, drops over of a lung issue. Wasn't related to corona. It was something other than that. But, he didn't even know he had it, and he's gone now. And he lived his dream. He lived his dream. He was a big superstar, all this stuff. And the point is that tomorrow's not promised. So if you keep waiting to take those chances, before you're going to actually do something, you see success or the time to get started down the road, waiting for the right time, things all to be right before you actually take a chance, it's never going to be right. You got to jump in. Got to jump in with both feet. So over the course of the next few days, guys, as the year is winding down, rather, think about those things. Stay optimistic. What can tomorrow look like if you actually make the good decisions now? What will your life look like in a year if you make good decisions today? I could tell you my own personal story. This last year has been challenging in some ways, but I would say more good came out of 2020 than bad did. And I made a conscious decision on New Year's Eve of 2019 that I was going to make some action steps for myself that were going to make for a better year for me. And it was just 3 or 4 things that I did a little differently this year. And even through stay at home and lockdown and everything, it didn't negatively affect what my goals and personal action steps were that I was going to take in order to create a better year for myself. And I look back to a year ago, and I could see in all these ways that I grew. I showed self-discipline. It wasn't 100% on either. Of all the things I was going to do this year, or that I strive to do, goals I set, it wasn't 100% on. There was 2 of my goals I nailed 100%. And those were just action steps on my part. Other stuff, it depended a little bit on environment, but I still made the best and maybe achieved 75 to 85% of those goals. And that still made a significant difference for my life. And, I guess it's like the old story, guys. There's a little kid walking by his neighbor's house. His neighbor's got this wooden creaky porch, and the old man that lives there is in a rocking chair, just rocking back and forth. And he's got this dog laying on the porch, and the dog's whimpering. And the little boy stops and he looks at the dog, and he sees it's whimpering, and he goes, "Mister." He goes, "What's wrong with your dog?" He goes, "What do you mean?" And the little boy goes, "He's whimpering, he's crying out in pain." He goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "He's laying on a rusty nail sticking up through a board." He goes, "Well, why doesn't he get off of it?" And the old man looks at him. He goes, "Because it don't hurt bad enough." So when it hurts enough, you'll make the changes that you need to make. You'll make the decisions to have a better life, to get yourself out of debt, to quit a bad habit, to get away from a toxic partner, to say no to short-term gratification, in favor of long-term fulfillment, enjoyment, health, prosperity, whatever it is for you. There's a lot of ways you can look at it, but at the end of the day, you could be motivated, you could have all the tools in the world, and the thing that will keep you sustained when life throws a curveball, or when your plan didn't go exactly as it was supposed to go, then you're going to be able to still stay on track. Pick up the pieces. If one day you fell off and you ate something that wasn't in your diet plan, or you missed a workout, or like for me, I'm studying for a new fitness certification, and I know how many pages and how much study I need to do a day. There's been a couple days during the holiday I haven't been able to do that because it's just busy with family stuff and celebrations, but I made up for that and doubled down on study time until I got caught back up with where my plan of action is. Set some deadlines that will cost you, so that they're measurable, and you know what you need to do each day in order to be successful, so you can measure your success in increments and not just at the very end. So that if you're doing those daily things, that that's going to lead you to the success that you're striving for. So optimism believes that it's going to happen. Optimism believes that you can do it, and it has a measurable, doable plan in which to get there. So stay optimistic, focus on what you want, where you're going, and sooner than you think, you'll be there. You'll be out of wherever you're at. Just look forward and not looking back. So that could probably be a song. It probably is a song. They always think that, it's all been done before. Sometimes it's all been done before, it's all been said before. There's only so much types of music, there's only so many different notes, there's only so many different beats, choruses, whatever you call it, right? The bridge, whatever you call it. Samples of things, but you can always do it your way, do it a little better. There's always something. There's still inventions out there. There's still witty ideas. There's still business ideas that have not been brought to market. Sometimes people don't know that there's a problem until you create a solution. Just brainstorming as I drive through the night. So guys, I hope you're well. I hope you all had a nice holiday, nice little break. Hope you have a great New Year's. Assuming you're watching this in close to real time. If you're watching in the future, it could be summertime, it could be dead of winter. No matter what it is, the message is timeless. So focus on it, guys. Send me your comments, questions. I always enjoy interacting with you guys. Anyone that's left a comment in the past, you know that I love to get them and I answer them as fast as I get them. So take care of yourselves, guys. Happy New Year, if it's still December. It could be next year. It could be 20 years from now. It could be this could be from the grave. Who knows? That's the one thing in life. Nobody gets out alive.